Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan, welcome back to The Forge. In this episode of Trust Me, I'm a Blacksmith. Let's make some leaves. As some of you may be able to tell, I am not 100% well, and I haven't been for the last week or so, hence the lack of content that I've been putting out in a minute. I was really hoping to get some time over Christmas, the Christmas sort of New Year's break, get some time to get some videos out to you guys. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened because I haven't been very well. Today we're just going to do a little bit of a warm-up. I'm not 100% still, and we're going to make some little keyring, pendant-esque leaf things, and I'm going to take you through step by step how to do that. So hopefully you enjoy this video, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, in order to make a small leaf pendant-esque thing like this, which is it's all right, I guess, you're going to need to get yourself a piece of bar. This is a piece of 10mm round or 3/8 round. I suggest if you can get yourself some 3/8 square. I haven't got any in the workshop. I'm just going to use this. It does the same job, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to put a small taper on the end here. We're then going to isolate a piece of stock off, and then we're going to draw out the place for the stem. So the tools you're going to need for this project, I suggest you get yourself a block brush. That's just for tidying up at the end. The tongs you're going to need yourself a set of scrolling pliers or some sort of pliers that you can use for bending. You're also going to need to get yourself a set of flat bits or wolf jaws, just so that you can hold the leaf afterwards, so that you can work on the stem after you've cut it off the parent bar. You're going to need to get yourself something to cut off the leaf from the parent bar. Now, you can do this with a hacksaw, you can cool it down and do it with a hacksaw, or you can do it with an angle grinder with a slitting disc on. Doesn't really matter. And you're also going to need to get yourself your hammers. For this, I'm going to be using this hammer as my main forging hammer, and this one as the hammer for doing the texturing and the finishing at the end. It's just my preference. The texturing at the end can be done with a cross peen or a rounding hammer, or you can put detail in with a chisel or whatever you want to do. I'm not great at doing leaves, but I'm just going to give you roughly the idea of how to make them, and then afterwards you can take that idea and then you can work on it and make yours even better than mine, hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, let's get on. Okay, step one. First of all, you want to take your bar, take it to the far side of the anvil, strike down, and you want to be striking down and into yourself ever so slightly. Turn that through 90 degrees and do the same thing, and just keep working through that 90 degrees, and that's basically going to give you a nice shallow little taper on the end of the bar, like so. Okay, so you're looking for something that's going to look a little bit like that. Step one. Okay, step two. I'm going to find a good edge on the far side of the anvil, and I'm going to give myself a cube just below the taper, where I'm going to put a set down on one side. Try and match where you've encouraged the taper. I'm going to turn it through 90 degrees and do the same thing again. Okay, this is far too cold to be doing that, but you can see I've created a double set down, which is at 90 degrees to itself, just about 10mm or 3/8 of an inch, just past where the start of the taper is. Right, so the next job to do is to isolate the bar so that we can make a stem. Okay, so I was working on the far side of the anvil. This time I'm going to turn this so it's on its back, so basically I can see both of the sets. I'm going to come over to the closest side of the anvil, and basically about an inch from the set downs here, I'm going to create 2 more set downs on the opposite side. Again, this is far too cold, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So basically, you'll have your taper at the end, your 2 set downs, and then 2 more set downs. Back in the fire. Okay, closest side, encourage these set downs. And then other side, just gonna and I'm also just flattening the central part out as well to keep it all about section. That needs to get hot again. So basically, I've drawn down the stock so it's an even, about an 1/8 even the whole way up the length. This is probably too long for what I'm going to need, but better to have more than not enough. And basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this nice even square, I'm going to make it round. In order to make the square bar round, we take the corners off the squares. And this should leave us with a piece of octagon shaped bar. And then once we've got that octagon, we can take the corners off the octagon. Okay, so what we want to do now is, this isn't quite hot enough to do this. I'm facing the 2 set downs facing towards me. I'm going to use the bic to do this, and I'm going to hit here where the pointiest part of the mass is. Right, let's get that hot again. So I'm just going to keep drawing this down over the bic. And then I'm going to come over onto the anvil face and use the ball peen of my hammer. Before you cut the leaf off to finish working on the stem, it's really important that you centre the leaf up. You won't get another chance to centre it up, so you need to do it when you can, basically. Right. So, it's a leaf, well, a stylised-esque leaf. It's not the best thing in the world. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off a piece of this bar and then make that into like the little loop. If you have a hardy, use a hardy like I'm going to. If you don't worry. You can use an angle grinder or a hacksaw. You just have to, well, if you're going to use an angle grinder, you don't necessarily have to cool this off. But just cut that off. And grab a pair of tongs. And then as it cools down, you can use friction just to snap her off there. Right, cool. Now I've got 2 halves. I'm going to put this end in the fire. If you're not using your hardy, take it out of the hardy hole. It's a good way to lose a finger. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of horror stories of people coming down full blow. I'm quite lucky. My hardy's on my offside. It's not on the side of my forging hand, but still take it out of your anvil so you can't cut your fingers off. Okay. I'm going to come over to the bic. Forge this down. To a nice thin taper. In the fire.
Now we need to put a little curl on the end, a little flick on the end. So I'm going to grab my hammer, hold it in the T shape, and just use that to curl the end in. That to be a bit tighter, and this is a little bit fiddly, so I'm just going to grab these scrolling pliers. Just bring that round a little bit, like so. Okay, now I want to just bend the end. Oh, get that hotter. So I'm just going to grab these scrolling pliers, get this wrap round a bit. This is the most, well, I find this the most difficult part. Get that hot again, because it's so very fiddly. It's messing around with quite thin pieces of stock. So this one's going to look ever so slightly different to the other one because I made this bit longer, it would appear. Oh, fiddling, fiddling, fiddling. Let's get that hot again. And so there you have a finished leaf. You can see the ball peen texture on there. I've put a bit of shape in it by just by hammering it over a piece of wood, and then I've put a little flick on the end like so. I don't really have a dishing tool to do that with, and then you can see the pendant there, or whatever this is going to be at the front. Now I'm going to put a bit of finish on this, and I'm going to show you how to do that just now using some zinc rich primer. You can use normal spray paint to do this as well if you want to, but I'm just going to show you how to do it now. So I'm going to cool this off in the water. Cold Galv zinc rich primer, it doesn't matter, you don't have to use zinc rich primer, this just worked quite well. Basically I'm just going to take a little bit, I'm going to spray it over the front so it's grey, and then I'm going to wipe off the excess paint from the, try and show you that there. So just going to wipe off the excess paint, so it's sort of like a dry brushing technique. So all the deep places where the cloth can't get to, you can't see the zinc, and all the places where the cloth can get to, there you are. Takes the zinc off.
So there you have it, leaves. How thrilling! I hear you scream down the camera. They're quite easy to make. They're a good place for beginners to start little projects. I'm quite keen to show you guys projects that you can make if you're just starting out. They make nice pendants or key rings. You could probably make these and put some sort of band on them or something if you made this loop slightly smaller for a necklace, or you can make it as a key ring. The only problem with these as key rings is they tend to be a bit sharp, so it's probably best to make this end longer and have it come round the leaf with a little loop on the end, so it sort of stops the leaf from being the sharp thing in your pocket. But yeah, they work nice as live demonstrations as well. I think this is why they've become so prevalent in our current, contemporary blacksmithing culture. It's an easy thing to do that uses some quite interesting techniques to create mass on the end of bar, draw out the bar so that you've got something that you can turn into a stem. It works quite well as a live demonstration because it shows off some of the better skills of blacksmithing. I'm not very good at them, as you can see. Now, the other thing that you can do if you want to is you can chisel detail into these, or you can use a fuller instead of a fuller instead of a ball peen. So hopefully you learned something from this little video. Like I said, I'm not great at doing those, and that's about as far as I go when it goes to leaves. go and have a play and experiment with that. Start practicing now for the summer, and you'll have hundreds of the things to sell over the summer if you're keen on making money. There is a Making Money series that I had started. I'm going to do some more on that. I wanted to do some over Christmas, but it never happened. But these little gems, you can probably sell these for about a tenner each. So what, $12, $12, something like that. It depends, so it depends where you are and who you are and how well you've made them, and your customers, obviously. If you need someone who's going to pay $12 for one. So yeah, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, remember to leave a like and subscribe. I make videos as often as possible, and hopefully there's going to be a few videos coming out soon. Yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. I also love to see your leaves. In fact, that's something I'm going to try and get done for this video. If you make a leaf, take a picture of the leaf and send it to me, and I'll give you a shout out in an up and coming video of what you've made. I'm really excited to see some of those. I'm sure you guys, there's lots of you guys out there that can make better leaves than me, so I look forward to seeing them. And that's everything, so thank you for joining me. I will leave a video up here of me doing a thing. I'll leave a video down here to how to make money as a blacksmith. This is my Patreon, go and check that out, and this is the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, guys. See you later. Bye bye.